is from Ecclesiastes 3:11. And I want you to kind of chime in here because I looked for some commentaries and like I'm still confused on this one, but the
Yeah.
quote and all these quotes are taken from the English Standard Version. So it says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart." And this is the part that was confusing. We can talk about what it means to say he put eternity in a man's heart, but it says, "Yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end." That the wording is confusing. What does it mean to say that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end? And then also speak to just this idea of eternity into man's heart and what that means for everything.
Yeah, no matter how much we study God, he's beyond us. He's incomprehensible. So because God is almighty, he can reveal himself to us, and he can do that in a true sense. Like we have real reliable knowledge when it comes to God through his word. But yeah, who can know the mind of the Lord? He is from everlasting to everlasting. And that's just not something we can relate to. So I think that's what that verse is getting at when it speaks about God from everlasting to everlasting, and us not knowing the sort of the secret things of God, which is always true. But as far as eternity in our hearts, um, that just gets to what we've already spoken about. That you know, the sum of a human being is bigger than his anatomy, than his body parts. It's not just a brain and a heart and an arm and a leg and another arm and a leg and a torso. It's not that. It's something that is thinking, reasoning, worshiping, assessing, evaluating, seeing beauty, seeing truth as something worth understanding, having wisdom, or in theory, having wisdom. And so there is, eternity in the heart. There's the sort of God-shaped hole in the soul that we all have, and exactly again what echoes Augustine, or maybe I guess in this case, Augustine is echoing Ecclesiastes 3:11, that we're restless until we find our rest in him. We are sort of going from one thing to the next restlessly until we say, oh, you know what my greatest good is? It's God himself. And that shouldn't surprise me, because I bear his image to the extent that I have eternity in my heart. He's eternal. I'm not. He never came into existence, and I have a birthday, and I was conceived before that. Um, but he has so very well made me, fearfully and wonderfully made me in his image, that while I'm not eternal the way he is, I do have eternity in my heart. And so yeah, I think that's what the way to understand that verse and what
Okay,
God
thank you for
says.
yeah, thank you for explaining that. Yeah, yet so he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. So it's like we have this understanding of God. We have this perception of God. I mean, Romans 1 says that all creation knows that there's a God because of creation, but because of our unrighteousness, we suppress that knowledge. But we are aware that there is a God. We're aware that there's an afterlife, as it were, and but yet because it's so beyond us too, we cannot, like the Bible says that the revealed things belong to us and to our children, that we may obey the Lord, but
Right.
the secret things belong to God. And
Always.
it's the glory of God to conceal things. It's the glory of kings to search things out. So there's like a hiddenness to it, but at the same time we know there's something there, but we can never
Yeah.
plumb the depths of it.